Hello, are you a Discovery 4 owner like me? Wondering what to replace it with now they're getting a bit long in the tooth, high mileage? Can't quite bring yourself to buy a Discovery 5, too ugly, too much money, maybe an uncomfortable second row of seats? Maybe you're thinking the Defender 110 could be the answer? Well, this video is aimed at you. We're going to have a quick look at the two vehicles side by side, the practicality of both of them, and have a bit of a comparison for you. Morning, it's a very rainy August day. Storm Francis is rolling in. It's quite an interesting day for us because we're going to get a drive of the new Defender. Yeah, nearly said Discovery, I meant Defender. We have a Discovery 4, had it for about 8 years, 100,000 miles worth of adventures, family adventures. So very keen to get hold of a new Defender, see how it feels on the road, a couple of driving impressions maybe. But more importantly, we'll see how it lines up and stacks up with practicality in mind. So the Discovery 4 is probably peak practicality in my mind. Thinking about a Defender, is it going to be anywhere near as good for me and the family? I'm not so sure looking at the dimensions, but we'll have a go of it, see what it feels like. See how the dimensions stack up. We'll try throwing some stuff in, the normal junk we take on holiday and what have you. And I'll let you know all about it. So here we are at the Land Rover dealership, and I should have introduced myself earlier. My name's Oliver, and I'm ably assisted today by my daughter Grace, who's going to be behind the camera. In the meantime, they've got a bronze Defender here, they've got a green Defender, and they've got a black Defender. I really hate black cars. I really hate black interiors. What I want is a Defender with a nice light interior. I hate black interiors. Anyway, let's go see what they've got for us. So they've given us a first edition Defender with a black interior. Picks up off the line quite nicely. Anybody that has a Discovery will know that there's that moment where you press the accelerator and nothing happens. The brakes are very, very sensitive, which I'm not used to in a Discovery. The engine sound is quite intrusive, I think, compared to the Discovery. The seats are nice and firm, plenty of control with the electric seat. Nice light steering, particularly on manoeuvring. The power steering in the Discovery can be quite heavy. Let's go around this roundabout and see what happens. Oh yeah, okay, that is better. Yeah, you wouldn't do that in a Disco. So what have we got? USB-C, USB, cigarette lighter charger, USB. What's this big? Oh right, so cup holders. And then we've got this big trunk. Quite interesting when you go over a speed bump, because the Discovery, I guess because it's got a longer overhang, the back kind of cantilevers. Maybe the dog in the back's getting catapulted into the air. Now, seeing as we're amateurs, obviously the GoPro sound is awful, so we've had to switch to some dub sound here. So anyway, here's the problem I've got. I've got this grass patch here, and I've got the pillars of the house, and then the swing door of the Defender, which is suddenly a bit of a problem compared to what we had with the Discovery. So, really this is because of the combination of the spare wheel, which is very awkward, and the swing door together. It certainly takes up a lot more space than the Discovery with the fold-down tailgate. And I can't move it to the other side either because it's going to clash with the other pillar. And that's my driveway, but it just shows you what a large vehicle the Defender is when the tailgate's opened up there. So this is Meg's cage. I've immediately got a problem because Meg's cage doesn't fit in the Defender. The feet at the front are butting up against the pillar, and it won't actually fit into that slot. That's a bit of a surprise. Now, with the Discovery, she'd hop up on the back, but I can't ask her to do that here. She could slip straight back off again, so I've got to pick her up and pop her in. So that basically means Meg can't do her own thing here. I have to lift her in every time. What we do have, there's a full power outlet there. There's a cigarette lighter charger there. There's a hook for a takeaway. It's obviously for the luggage cover, which isn't here. From here I can control the air suspension, which is nice because I can't do that in the Discovery. What we normally do when we go away is take a fridge with us. So this is a bit of an illustration of a large load alongside the dog cage. So this is for camping and whatnot. So what with the power in the back, that's the kind of thing that this load space is for. So I'm going to grab the fridge, I'm going to put it in, I'm going to see how it goes. Right, I'm going to put the fridge. No, that's not working either. Okay, what I'll have to do is go around the side here. Obviously that's completely impossible if there's anything in it or if it's heavy, but it has eventually fitted. It does go in. Let's speed things up a bit here. I'll give you an idea on the dimensions. So in front of Meg's cage, as we pull the door shut, we've got about 13 centimetres or 5 inches. In front of the fridge, I've got 23 centimetres or 9 inches. The door, I've noticed, is smaller, or the aperture smaller. So what have we got? Smallest, narrowest point, 99 centimetres, and in terms of height, the highest point is 91 centimetres. Like a television, let's measure the diagonal. It might give you an insight. So that's 46.5 inches. That's 1 metre 18 centimetres. Okay, so Meg's settled down. Let's have a look inside the back here. So there's just mega amounts of legroom. But the nice thing is the seat squab is high, so that's a feature of the Disco 4, which didn't carry over to Discovery 5. So the Disco 5 has this flat seat where basically it doesn't support the underside of your thighs. Then you've got this pocket here. I've got another USB here, some sort of accessory holder here, and down here I've got a cigarette lighter, a USB, another USB, a cigarette lighter. So the panoramic roof comes just above my head. I've got these Alpine lights that are a triumph of form over function. They've put those there because of the heritage of the Defender, but they're tiny. They're entirely pointless. Let's have a look at the way the seats work. The best thing about the Disco 4 is that you get a flat load bay, like completely flat, very quickly. Let's see, all right. So, you have to pull the seat squab up. It's a bit of a cheap family hatchback imitation under here. But that doesn't work. Oh, hang on. You've got to do the headrest first. And that goes down. Oh, no. You've got to do the other headrest as well. Okay, so those fold down. They get pushed behind the squab. And then you get a nice flat load bay. So, back door to the back of the seat, 1 metre 68. Then across, a sort of shoulder space for 3 people is about 1 metre 35. I must say, much easier to keep clean, the Defender here. The Discovery 4 has all these nooks and crannies for all the crap to disappear into. Let's try and lift this up. Actually, this is quite a physical activity, quite a heavy seat. Yeah, because it's a 60-40 split, unlike the Disco 4, which has 3 individual seats, which are much easier to move. So not much good if you've got a bad back. So if we get in, there is a slight transmission tunnel, maybe 1 inch high. So there's a slight hump. You can see that there. So what does this badge plate do? Obviously it's there for branding, but what does it obviously do? Well, it reduces the amount of light coming in. The C-pillar kind of runs to there. You're losing about 3 inches of potential light sacrificed. And you have these little portal windows in the back. I mean, they look like big windows, but they're actually quite small in there. So here we are looking at the rear 3/4. I mean, this is such a beautiful, clean design. It's just a triumph, especially when you compare it to the Discovery 5. Lovely sharp lines. You've got these lovely lights which are flush. Some people say they're going to be dirt traps. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but I still think that the back is just gorgeous. Then there's the reversing light underneath the spare wheel there, and no tow hitch on this car. Defender without a tow hitch. And then we're just back to this massive spare wheel on the door. I mean, you know, heritage and so on, but a crazy thing in my mind. I don't see the point of it, to be honest. Let's have a go with the Discovery 4. and see how all of the stuff fits into that. So I've done exactly the same with the Discovery, but I know this is my house and everything, but now I've got space to open the tailgate and to bring the folding tailgate down. Let's start by putting the dog cage in there, and then we'll put the fridge in there, and then we'll see what the difference is. Dog cage first. It kind of just goes squarely in the corner there. There's no messing around. It sits in the corner. I know a lot of people have dogs and dog cages, so that's really important. So the fridge, let's put that in. I know most people will be thinking, why a fridge? Well, why not a fridge? It indicates load space usage. So anyway, Meg. So Meg can jump up on the back. And she can get into a cage. Then I've got this amount of load space, 15 inches, so more than twice as much. Here I've got probably 3 more inches, 19 inches of space. But also there's a good 2 or 3 inches between those two things. Now, immediately you feel the difference in leg grip. And then if I want to make the load bed flat, drop it down, pull this tank in the front, and I get a flat load bed. And what that also reveals is you don't get this in the Defender. There's a secret stash. You can put a load of stuff in the back there. Totally different experience in terms of the weight of the seats. I mean, that's really easy. I'm not straining to do that at all. So they've done something wrong with the weight of the seats in the Defender, because that weighs an absolute ton to move those seats around. So it's nice and light and airy. We don't have Alpine lights in this, but we do have the third sunroof at the back. So you have one above the second row and one above the third row there. So it all seems to be about the rear legroom. They seem to have sacrificed a huge amount of luggage space for the rear legroom. Is that a good idea? I'm pretty confident I could fit 2 stand-up full-size suitcases in that space, and you're never going to do that in a Defender. I suppose that's why you have to have saddlebags on the side and roof boxes and all the rest of it that they try to sell as accessories. So we've been for a 20-mile drive of the Defender now. It's really lovely. I mean, it's a really nice vehicle to drive out on the B roads. Handles very nicely. Fantastic riding. They've judged that extremely well, I'd say. Engine, well, it feels a bit gutless between 1 and 2,000 RPM. So the torque, the instantaneous torque, is a bit weird. It takes a little while, I guess, for the turbo to spool, and then it comes in and you rush off. Strange stuff like the handbrake's hidden here for some reason. That's like an American market thing, I think, down here by your right knee. Very, very strange place to put it. I actually found it by accident. That's how weird a place it is to have it. Internal space is just superb. I mean, you can imagine 5 workmen with all of their insulated kit and big boots on being very comfortable in here. It's almost a little bit too spacious for a family. That legroom on the second row is just too much almost, because then you surrender so much space in the boot of the car. This vehicle doesn't actually have 7 seats. I couldn't see what that was like. But around here, around the driver area, the center console, this one's got a fridge. Absolutely fantastic amount of storage space, all with this high grip material, this rubber that you can put a phone on and it doesn't fly off when you brake. So overall, it's lovely. I mean, it's a really lovely car. It's well put together. There's a couple of trim issues that are probably early production stuff, but I've really enjoyed driving it, and thanks to Land Rover for kind of lending me this for 3 hours. They wrote to me and asked me if I wanted to go. Yes, thank you very much. So all in all, compared to the original Defender, different world entirely. You're not in that sort of constrained space where you're pushed over to one side. Compared to Discovery, it really does feel like the next generation of Discovery 4, but with that change of practicality in the boot. It's just too small. So probably won't be the car for me on that basis, I'm afraid. But well done Land Rover for producing what is a really lovely car.